Yo guys, what is going on? JPS back with another video, and today we're going to be reacting to Denmark's forest kindergartens. Now this reaction was directly prompted by a comment made on one of my videos reacting to how children are raised in Germany, and someone said, react to Denmark's forest kindergartens. You'll be shocked with how with how they do things there. So Denmark, just north of Germany, I believe. So I'm sure there's going to be some similarities in Denmark and Germany, maybe. We'll have to find out. If you guys want to see me react to things about Denmark, let me know in the comments down below, because I'd definitely be open to that. But for the meantime, we're going to begin that with a reaction to forest kindergartens. Very intrigued just by the title. So hit the like button, hit subscribe, and let's get right into this.
Up there! Up there!
Oh my god, they're gonna freeze out here in the forest.
I was very worried about the water.
Once in a while there's a child, I'm freezing.
What did you think when you came from England and you first saw kids playing like this?
It freaked me out.
You came from England and you first saw kids...
What? No, there's no way. There's no way this is real. What are we watching? Guys, come on. Look how high that is.
Kids playing like this.
It freaked me out.
Four-year-old Nicola Towns is joining her kindergarten friends in the forest. But they're not on an excursion. This forest is their kindergarten.
Se, her er små troldører, her er også trolde oppe i den her skov. Prøv at se, troldene har taget deres ører af.
It's freezing today, only 5 degrees. But even when it's raining, snowing or minus 20 degrees, you'll find these children playing and learning outside.
Den der kravler der.
Det er en tusindben.
Så her bor de inde under om vinteren. Så sådan passer insekter på dem selv. De kan bo inde under barken.
It might sound extreme, but it's not unusual in Denmark, where 10% of the preschools, about 500 of them, are forest kindergartens.
10%.
They're run by pedagogues like Johan Leigård, someone with a university degree in human development.
Nej, hvad gør vi så? Hopper I bare ned her, eller hvad? I løber bare. Aha!
You have a lot of visitors come from overseas to see how you do things here. How do they react?
They are thinking, what are we doing? And when do you learn to go to school? And why there is no fence? And wow.
It's important for young children to learn what it is to maybe be cold, what it is to be wet, and survive that. My name's Jane William Sigfridson. I came to Denmark over 20 years ago and was amazed at the outdoor things that young children were doing, and I now live and work here.
Jane's the author of a book on forest education in Denmark. She's brought me to a forest kindergarten near her home outside of Viborg.
He's in the tree, and it's only a very thin sapling tree. It's very, very wobbly. It takes an awful lot of balance to sit in that and use both hands at the same time. In an ordinary playground, they wouldn't have the opportunities to develop those physical skills.
Jane runs outdoor education workshops for teachers and carers from around the world, including Australia. While we've been talking, the kids have moved on to their next activity.
Why does this have like horror movie vibes though? But now that I think about it, this is actually a pretty good idea for kindergarten. Like when you think about kindergarten, you're not really doing too much learning in the classroom anyways. And if you are, it's so forced. Like those kids, no one wants to sit around in a classroom when you're that young. So this makes a lot of sense. I think it was good to edge me into this, because if I had seen this before seeing how Germany raises their kids, maybe I'd be a lot more shocked. But now that I got the logic behind why they do things the way they do them in Germany, I'm saying, okay, Denmark, this makes some sense for sure. I could see this.
Are you going to tell me this isn't as dangerous as it looks?
Crazy.
No, it's not dangerous. The children have learned how to use the knives properly. So it's not seen as some kind of weapon. It's a tool for doing something, such as whittling. I think many cultures like to wrap their children up in cotton wool. I don't think that's about a lack of love here for children by their parents. They see it in a different way. That in fact, children should have the chance to be free.
So what's your approach to safety here?
You have to use your brain, and if you trust that the kids, they can take care of themselves.
Matti, are you afraid of anything? I was watching this boy climb to the very top of the tree, other boys hitting the log with the stick very close to each other. I couldn't see you or anyone else.
I was standing up there and I saw it too.
You saw it?
Yes.
You weren't worried?
No. That's a part of the play almost every day. And they learn to be careful.
Yeah, I guess.
Sometimes they hit, yes, they got a little accident. But that's the way to learn. Only once I have to drive to the hospital with a boy with a big injury in 17 years. So I'm not worried.
And what was the injury?
It was a parent who drove over a foot of a kid.
So it wasn't even the kid's fault. It was a parent who drove over the foot of a kid. That's what I heard. Maybe I misunderstood, but still. One in 17 years. I'll tell you what, this is safer than American kindergartens. Way safer. Because if you go to school in America, and I do it still. I'm in school right now, but you never know. You really never know. It's always in the back of your mind. It always is. Not like a major threat, but it's like, this does happen, unfortunately. You guys know what I'm talking about.
The world's first forest kindergartens were founded in Scandinavia in the early 50s. Today they're also popular in Germany, Austria and Switzerland.
That's actually so cool.
Some locations are more challenging than others. Johann's kindergarten sits less than 100 metres from a fjord, but there aren't any fences because they're not needed.
Why do you stop here, Carl?
Fordi her må vi ikke gå. Man skal have en pædagog med deroppe fra, inden man går over.
I think one of the big things that I see here is the amount of trust that there is in Denmark. that there is no formal inspection of kindergartens. There's no one that comes round and checks up that you're doing what you should be doing.
That's amazing. Bro, this just feels so, like what I've been seeing so far, it just seems so natural. Like, you know, the instructor seems like a great guy. He genuinely just wants the children to grow and, you know, see them. You gotta make mistakes to learn. You never learn unless you know, make the mistakes. You never fully learn. But it is true, because we have all the regulations and rules and enforcement and inspections and all this stuff, when in reality, I think this is the right way to raise kids. Now that I'm seeing it, wow. My mind, like, over the past week, I have gone through an absolute transformation, and all of my preconceived notions on raising kids or how I was raised and things, everything's just been challenged as a result of these videos. It's so beautiful, just seeing how these different places run things, oftentimes better than the United States, from what I've been seeing.
But how easy is it for parents like Nicola's mother Nadia to trust the pedagogues and their own kids?
I know my sisters, so they can run down to the water. I was like, yeah, but they don't do that. You know, they know where they're allowed to go to. They don't.
You trust them. Do you think a lot of it's based on trust?
A lot.
But I must say I'm happy that I'm not down here during the day, because I'm a bit worried when Emil crawls into the top of a tree.
So you're happy that you can't see it?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I would send my kid to a forest kindergarten for sure.
At Nadia's house, I meet her husband, Paul. He's English. Danish forest kindergartens came as a big culture shock.
In England, kids can be harmed in any way, you know, falling out of a tree or something like that. Then they won't allow it.
There are just a handful of forest kindergartens in the UK. The US only opened its first in 2007. Australia 5 years ago.
What do you think it is about Denmark that they can get away with that, but they can't in England?
It's hard to explain. I really don't know what it is about the Danes. It's just a very relaxed frame of mind they've got about things, everything.
One of the main reasons Nadia and Paul have sent both Nicola and her 6-year-old sister Jessica to a forest kindergarten is their fear that the virtual world is distracting the girls from the natural one.
As soon as they come home, all they want to do is play the iPad. That's what they want to do. Well, you know, that worries us that they'll do that. So we try to encourage them to go outside and play more.
Surely not everyone's convinced about the value of an outdoor education. This is Jessica's primary school. I've come here because I thought the teachers might be concerned at how kids from a forest kindergarten struggle to adapt in the classroom.
Do you notice any difference between her and the kids who've come from normal kindergartens?
Not at all. They are all prepared to go to school. My own son went to forest kindergarten.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you never had any worries about how he would go at school with
No,
our children?
not at all.
What do you think about the idea that the children should be using their time in kindergarten to start to learn some reading, some writing, some maths, to get ready for school?
I think this is work spoiled because they are not ready. You have to learn them to be interested in learning.
Over the last 20 years, the number of outdoor kindergartens in Denmark has roughly doubled. And now the forest gospel is spreading. Even schools are looking to take the class outdoors.
Now there's a lot of research been done that shows that children are less stressed, that children concentrate more, that children are ill less often, that their motor development is far, far better for being outdoors than indoors.
And a lot of teachers is, getting, yes, I can, oh, it works. So I'm happy.
Wow, wow, wow. That lived up to the hype. I was already shocked by the title. Just the idea of a forest kindergarten never even crossed my mind that was a thing. And wow. Gotta say, I'm a bit jealous. I'm a bit jealous of Denmark right now. I wish I went to a forest kindergarten. Because, you know, they send you to the playground and you're supposed to play in the sandbox and play with toys, and same thing at kindergarten. You're not ready to learn. That's the truth. And there was so much truth to what the instructor said towards the end of the video, saying they're not ready to learn. You have to teach them to want to learn. And I think that would definitely come from being out in the outdoors, exploring, learning about different species of plants, animals, everything. Like learning all those lessons, and then you can take that, and there's a lot of knowledge that comes with that, and use it in the classroom. Wow. I'm honestly speechless. I don't know what to say. In a good way. That was really definitely changing a lot. This is definitely, it's giving me a lot to think about, no doubt. So yeah, that was Denmark's forest kindergartens. Again, if you guys have other videos you'd like thought-provoking videos, I would really appreciate, like this one. Again, thanks so much to the person who recommended this. I do really appreciate, and to all of you who do continue to recommend things, I do appreciate you as well. So thanks so much for, you know, putting in the effort to comment and try and help me out. I do try and read as many of the comments as possible. Of course, it's not possible to read every comment, but thank you guys, honestly. Thanks so much for all the support. So yeah, with that being said, guys, I'm going to catch you all in the next video. Peace.